Going live, and we're live.
Game
Hello, everyone.
show!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gravity Max live stream. So today we are doing our game show episode for the season finale of season 5. It was an intense season. It was a shorter season, and the intensity got crammed into a smaller area. Like that's how intense it makes it more intense, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes. But
But yeah,
yeah, here we
so
are today. Um,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to this one.
last Sunday of the year.
Yeah, we have some. I got some good questions cooked up. I hope Max does too.
Yep. I
Um,
I yeah, I do.
yeah, I think we could just go right into it.
All right. So, yes,
Oh,
let's start with,
for a millisecond, Max, I thought it wasn't
yeah,
capturing my cursor, and I was gonna be so happy, but lo and
it captured your
behold,
cursor.
my cursor is on screen.
'Tis a sad day when the cursor is
Tis.
captured. Anyway,
Yes.
visit the Gravity Max website at gravitymaxmedia.com and follow Gravity Max on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Patreon. Links to everything in the description below. Also, follow Sebastian on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and his own YouTube channel, 128 Seconds, where he makes videos that are 128 seconds long and explain things in a quicker fashion than we explain things on this podcast. So,
Yes.
links in the description. And finally, my book, my second book, A Bottled Up Flame. It is a sequel to the first one, A Truly Dead Rock. It can be found on Amazon in paperback or ebook. Links in the description. I hope you will like it. So, intense game show, air guitar.
Air guitar.
Sebastian, do you have your real guitar?
Oh, you want me to bust it out?
Sure.
All right. It's kind of in its case, but I will get it out for the
Nice.
intense season, of course. Also, you guys are gonna be able to look at all my Christmas presents, which are behind me. I
Mm,
got a ton of sweatshirts and sweatpants. They're all right here on my bed. You know, you
nice.
gotta love it. You gotta love it. But yeah, tell them what we're doing today.
Yeah. All right. So, today we are doing our, you know, game show that we always do every 13 weeks, essentially. Once a season. It's how we end off our seasons. And then we usually have a Rento episode in the middle, but we're gonna move right on into the next year. We're gonna start our sixth season with a ton of episodes about space. I think it's gonna be really fun. We're trying to get some more experts on the show, and we think they will be excellent guests. So either way, we're going to be talking about space a lot, and I think it'll be really fun. Back to basics. This is what the whole channel is about: space.
Yes.
But it's also nice to branch out into other subjects, which is what we did this season. This season was a lot of different subjects. Now we're going to rein it back in and talk about space mostly.
Oh yeah.
So,
Last time I
so
think I
yeah,
opened up on a G. Oh, you guys could see the reflection of the stream and
yep,
the thing. But this time I think I'm gonna go with a D. You know, let's try it. D.
very very
You
relaxing.
know what? I might even go for an A, even though I usually mess these
Ooh,
up because my fingers are fat. Let's try it. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Okay. It kind of went down at the end, but you get the picture. But hello, everyone.
yeah,
Welcome to the Gravity Max live stream.
yes,
But it's intense season, so I gotta put a little. Welcome to the
yeah,
Gravity
exactly.
Max live stream.
Yep. So
But
yeah, today, if you don't know how our game shows work, they generally follow the same format. It's that we have two different Jeopardy boards,
yes, here
one
I'll pull
full
it
of
up.
one full of questions I have for Sebastian,
Hmm.
and one full of questions he has for me.
Yes.
And if we answer a question right, then we gain the number of points the question is for. And if we get it wrong, we just nothing happens.
Yep.
But each season we also have a special like gimmick. And this season, the gimmick is that you can, what is it, like raise it up a notch or something.
You can intensify.
Yeah, you can intensify. And if you intensify, then if you get it right, you get double the points. But if you get it wrong, then you lose like 1 times the points, I think, because that keeps the expected value the same, but increases the intensity. You know what I mean?
So
Um,
we're like, if you
so yeah,
intensify on a 200 and you get it wrong, you only
yeah,
lose 200.
yeah, exactly.
But
So
if you
you
get
would
it right,
lose
you gain 400.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Because
right.
that would be because normally it's 200 or 0, and if you're 50-50, then the expected value is 100. So 400 and negative 200 has the same expected value but a higher intensity. Um, if it is 50-50, that is, and I think it's slightly favorable, but whatever. So what we're gonna do is I think the rule should be you have to intensify before the question is asked.
Yes.
Otherwise, you would be
Otherwise, yeah.
like, I know the answer,
Yeah.
so
So
I'm
our
gonna
money, our bank
intensify.
accounts are gonna be tilted up over here. We are now in the
Yep.
showdown of the Mega Annum. We still
Yes,
have the
each
mark
time it
in the
has
back. But yeah.
increased in value. What was the first one? Was it of the year?
This
Maybe it was.
I think we started on. I don't know. Dude, I think we might have started
I'll,
on a
I'll check. I'll
decade.
check the first one.
To be
I'll check the
honest.
first one.
Yeah.
So the first one was, let's see, monster equation.
Ooh, that one was a toughie.
You see, now I know a bit more actually about the stuff in the monster equation, particularly the whole partial derivative thing was like the entire first half of my school year for math.
Nice.
So now I understand what
I'm
it
going to
means.
be putting.
Okay, so uh yeah, it was Showdown of the Decade. We started with Showdown of the Decade,
Yeah.
then we moved to Showdown of the Century, and then Showdown of the Millennium, Showdown of the Epoch, and now we're at Showdown of the Mega Annum, which is 1 million years. So,
Very nice.
yes. All right.
And we are back.
So, should we just get started
I
then?
think we should just get started. The guitar has been
Nice.
stashed, game has been paused, and
Nice.
we are in business. So, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, please sit back, relax, and you can even participate along at home. Tell me how many you
Yep.
get right, and enjoy the show. So, I
Exactly.
forget who went first last time.
Uh, it doesn't matter. Do you want to go? Do you want to ask first or respond first? What would you like to do?
Um, you know what? I'll take a question first.
Okie dokie. So I think that's this board, slide 6, right? Okay. So
Yes.
which question do you
Yeah,
want?
and I'm just not going to be in present mode because we're just gonna need to be editing this.
Yeah.
But I will make this like bigger
Yep.
because if you, it's weird if you zoom
Oh, the speaker
out,
notes.
you yeah, if you zoom out, it like increases the main thing but decreases everything else. So there we go.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So you know what? So actually, wait, we need to explain the categories first. Hold on.
Oh yes, so the categories. Okay, okay. So the categories are true or false, campaigns, astro, weapons, human feats, and fears.
Yes. Most
So,
of those are self explanatory, but the true or false, we're kind of harkening back to our conspiracy video and our cryptids video. So they're a little
yep.
more horror themed, you could say. Campaign
Or
self
just like, did this
explanatory.
happen or
Yeah.
not? Is
Yes.
this true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Campaigns is self explanatory. We had a great episode on that. It was 4 hours long, I believe.
Yes. It was the
Um,
longest episode other than the all-nighter stream, which was
yes.
only long because it was intentionally long.
Look at that.
So,
The longest natural episode.
yeah, exactly.
But
And
then we have
astro
Yeah.
is astronomy, astrology, or astrophysics, anything that starts with astro. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
And then we have weapons, harkening back to our gun stream or our any time we've touched on technology. Pretty self-explanatory again.
And then we
yeah,
got Human Feats, which is like the extreme sports episode.
Yes.
Um, even though I was not there, but I think I might be able to do it anyway. And then we've got Fears.
Fierce.
So
So
it's about
throughout
yeah.
this season, we have been talking about what scares us.
Yes.
What are our greatest fears? And we've narrowed it down that I don't like big things in the ocean. And
Mhm.
Max, before this, I was like, "What are you afraid of, Max?" And he told me a little bit of Lovecraftian horror, more
Yep.
existential dread, but also he fears the Wendigo.
Yes, the Wendigo. In the one in the last slide, we've got the
Yes,
weird
here.
cannibal antler thing.
Yeah, the
The
thing
very right.
that's like outside of the window here.
Wait, is that just a deer skull?
It is a deer skull because I did this in 4 minutes,
No,
Max.
that's fine. That's fine. I think it's the same. I think it just
It
has a
is.
deer head.
It is. Yeah.
So, all right.
But
So
yeah.
what and we have to go in ascending order too. That's the
Yes, we
thing.
do.
Otherwise, it would sort of get boring at the end
Hmm.
because if someone is down by more than 200 and you only have a two, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, which topic do you want?
You know what? I think as I check the stream's quality on YouTube, I think I am going to go for. Let's go into Astro first. I usually
Nice.
start with not the third column, so today it's a
Mhm.
third column type of day.
Yes, it's a third column. But I don't even know what that means. Okay, so here's the first question. What astrology sign are we under right now?
Okay. Sorry, I was listening to the stream, but it seems like
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah.
am a
Okay.
teeny bit quiet, so I'm just gonna boost my audio there.
Yeah, sure thing.
I'm just gonna make sure all this is good. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we are good. Yeah. So sorry. What was the question?
Okay, what astrology sign are we under right now? So if someone was born today, what astrology sign would they be?
Okay, it's December. Um, it must be a Capricorn
Correct.
because my dad's birthday is in 4 days, or is in
Nice.
3 days actually, and he is a Capricorn.
Excellent. You got that right.
There we go.
So you get 200 points.
Very nice. $200 in that bank
Yes. Yeah, 200 Gravity Max dollars. I
account.
forgot. I think we were going to tally up. Maybe we'll have a Gravity Max shop. What do you think?
Yes.
We'll just
Yes.
anyway,
Anyways,
now it's my turn.
over to you,
So
Max.
I will choose campaigns for 200.
Campaigns for 200. It's funny.
Yep.
I really should have had my my questions document up.
Mhm.
Oh wait, can I not? Do I have to reset this? Oh, it resets for both. Okay, so I'm not gonna be able to be super zoomed in on this
Okay.
one, just because my questions document is also a Google Doc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can. Yeah, no, that's gonna be fine anyways. But yeah, all right. Campaigns for 200. Max,
Yes.
how many presidents have won the election, but not the popular vote?
Okay. So that would be 5.
That is correct. Five
Yes.
presidents.
Yep. That's a fun one. I think it's what Andrew Johnson or no, John Quincy Adams. Andrew Johnson lost. And then I know it's Rutherford B. Hayes, George W. Bush, and Donald Trump. But I don't know the last one actually. I forget.
Yeah, I don't know. But very good job.
There's 4 out of the 5.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
what is the next one?
I think I'm going to take. You know what? I will follow in your footsteps with campaigns for 200.
Nice. Okie dokie. So there we go. All right. Here we go. So why did Lincoln replace Hannibal Hamlin with Andrew Johnson in his 1864 re-election campaign?
All right. Why did he replace Hannibal Hamlin?
Yeah, and I can give you Hamlin was a Republican and Johnson was a Democrat. So
Yes, because he needed someone from the other party. He needed to win the election to satisfy the general public. He needed um, a vice from a different party, or from like an opposite party, because Lincoln was a Republican, to appeal to a greater amount of people. What I'm saying.
Yep.
You
Yep.
are echoing a little bit.
Oh,
Like I can
is it
hear
is it
just a little bit of
okay?
an echo.
Is it an echo of your audio?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yes. That is. I need to get new headphones, I think. Um, well, I have wireless ones, but I don't like to use them as much.
What,
So
you don't
I
like the
prefer these.
AirPods?
Well, because then I have to charge them.
Hmm.
So I prefer to just, yeah. It's anyway, irrelevant.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think we're gonna be good because I'm
okay.
talking right now and I'm not hearing an echo. It's only like sometimes I hear an echo.
Okay. Actually, if I push the computer away, I think it gets harder to hear the echo. So
Yeah.
yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
All right.
So
So
yeah,
that
that's
is
that's
that's another two
that is you
hundred
are correct.
dollars
You are correct.
into
Yes.
the
So
account. I'm just gonna check.
Lincoln faced opposition from General like George McClellan,
Mhm.
and he needed to like the war wasn't really going well at first, and so he was like, "Oh shoot, what am I going to do?" And so he formed like a new party, the National Union Party, which brought some Democrats over. So yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, and we are good.
All right, cool. So
All right.
uh, now I get to choose one. I will
Yes.
choose true or false.
True or false?
Yes, here we go.
For $200.
Yeah.
Gravity Max. True
Yes.
or false? The Denver airport went $2 billion over their budget.
2 billion. I know that they went over budget. I'm not sure if it was by 2 billion. I'm just gonna say true.
That is true.
All right.
Very nice.
Yeah. So what went on there? What costs $2 billion?
If listing all the things wrong with the Denver airport off the top of my head,
Yep.
what I remember the most is the over budget and then the blue horse. It's 32
Yes.
feet tall. It's a big blue horse called the Blue Stallion, and it has glowing red eyes, and it killed its creator because it fell on the guy that sculpted it and severed an artery in like his
Oof.
neck. And there's a lot of
Crazy.
weird artwork in it, and a lot of
Yep.
that artwork has since been removed, but some of the artwork included children dancing around a knife, children in front of a burning building, and a poster that looked eerily similar to Nazi propaganda.
Damn.
And
I
apparently
really
there
want to
is
check
like
out the
a
Denver
buried
airport.
city under the airport as well.
That's where the lizard people live, right?
Yeah, something like that. It's crazy.
Anyway. Yeah. So what is your next
I think I am going to take. Let's go. Let's go. Weapons for 200.
All right. Weapons for 200. How fast do typical bullets travel?
Ooh, that's a good question. And you want this in meters per second, or a different?
It can be any unit you want. I have both miles an hour and meters per second listed, but I will convert if you need. So.
All right. So okay. So say the question again, because I want to
Okay.
listen to exactly.
How fast do typical bullets travel?
So what do you mean typical bullets?
Uh,
Like fired from
Google
like
search.
what gun?
I'll give you, I guess, like a handgun.
From a pistol.
Yeah.
And as we covered in our stream, the typical or the most common handgun slash pistol. I guess it would have to be for a pistol. Or I do not know if a 9mm revolver exists, but 9mm is the most common ammo. Just period. And it's used primarily by handguns. So I would say most likely the average would be derived from a 9mm bullet. Um, those fly similarly to 22s, although they are, obviously a little more compact. But in terms of miles per hour, I would say I'm just gonna kind of prices right it here, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
I'll give you a range of like,
650
yeah,
miles per hour.
no,
No,
it
it's
is
lower. 200.
it is 1800 miles per hour.
1800. Wow,
Yeah.
I
Well,
did
you
not
think about it, the
expect that.
speed of sound is about 700 miles per hour,
Hmm.
and they break the sound barrier.
That is
That's
true.
why.
Yeah,
So,
should have thought of
all
that.
right. All
But
right.
yeah, there you go. Our first red square of the
Yeah,
day
that red square.
goes to me. Oh yeah.
Hopefully the red squares just stay on the
Yeah,
slides
exactly.
and
And
not in the
not on
OBS.
OBS. Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So now I'll choose one. I'll choose human feet.
Human feet for
Yes.
$200 max.
Yep.
Felix Baumgartner was the first person to jump from what layer of the atmosphere?
That would be the stratosphere. I
That is
also have a question
correct.
about it. But
Oh, you have a question about him? Oh God, it's
yeah.
definitely a
Well,
lot harder than that.
well, it's not on 200, so,
Okay, yeah.
but
All right.
yeah.
So that is
Anyway,
correct. That is correct.
yay. The stratosphere. That is the second layer of the atmosphere.
Yes, it is. I have a video on the
Yep.
layers of the Earth and its atmosphere if you want to check it out on my
Nice.
channel.
Yeah.
All right.
128 seconds. Links in the description.
Oh yeah.
All right. What is your next topic?
We might have just had Christmas, but I think I want to go back to Halloween. Let's go Fears for 200. I'm so excited to see what this column
Okay.
has to offer.
Yes. Yes. All right. Okay. First question. The Pacific Ocean is so large
already
that if you
scared.
dug if you the Pacific oh my god. The Pacific Ocean is so large that if you dug straight down at one end, you would come up still within the Pacific Ocean on the other end. How wide is this ocean at its maximum?
Oh my god. How wide is the Pacific? How wide is the Earth? Um,
Yeah, that would be a good question.
I have no idea how. Like, I know this is bad, but I don't know, like, how wide the Earth is. Like the circumference.
Actually, yeah, this question is essentially just what is the diameter of the Earth? I didn't realize that, but there's another way to phrase it.
Yeah.
It's just the diameter of the Earth.
Yeah. What is the diameter of the Earth?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm watch. I'm literally going to say my process of everything that's going on in my head, because I'm gonna start from what I know, and then I'm going to take it out to what I don't.
Oh, actually, sorry. It would be what is the half the circumference. So it actually takes the curve into account. Not it's not like straight through.
Fantastic. I know that if you drive across the United States, it's probably going to take you 3 to 5 days based on that. Let's average that. Let's say 4. Um, I don't know if that includes like sleeping time or whatever, but 4 days, and that's at an average of 60 miles per hour. So using that, I can kind of calculate how long America is.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say that averages out to, well, if you have 4 days, 24 times 4 is 96, right?
Uh-huh.
96
Yep.
hours, to go across. But no, that's driving time. Let's average it out again. Let's say that's 75. No, let's go a little lower. You need to sleep. 70 hours of driving time. 70 hours of driving at 60 miles per hour. 70 times 60 is 3,000. Wait, yeah. 3,000 or is it 30,000? I'm like my zeros are getting mixed up. It's 3,000. There's no way. It's 42,000. Why was I saying 3,000? I don't know, Max. It's 42,000. I know what 7 times 6 is, Max. 42,000. 42,000 miles. I'm gonna say that. Let's take error into account. I'm just gonna go flat 4,000 across. Dip it down a little more. 38. No, wait, 100. 3,800 miles is America. This is the most convoluted answer ever.
This is pretty convoluted.
3,800 miles.
Okay.
And just picturing a map in my head, how many Americas can go around the world? I'm gonna say like 7, 7, 8ish, 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 7. 7 times what I knock it down to 38,000. 7 times 38,000. Is there a calculator allowed on this test? I already used one.
Sure. You can use a calculator.
38,000 times 7, 26,600. 26,600. Knock it down to 26,000. So that would be all the way around the Earth. But you said that it would have to be like half that, right? Because you're taking it to the curve. So half that would knock that down to about 13,000. Again, I'm gonna Price is Right it. I'm gonna say the diameter or the length or the width rather of the Pacific Ocean is 13,500 miles.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Oh my god!
It's 12,300. So you're like about 1,000 off, but I'll give that.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you got something that close. So the way that I remember the circumference of the Earth is that the definition of the meter, like the unit 1 meter, is defined as 1/10 millionth the length from the North Pole to the equator, like through the prime meridian, of course. And so that means that that distance is 10 million meters by definition, or 10,000 kilometers. And that's 1/4 of the way around the Earth. So then the Earth is 40,000 kilometers in circumference, which you can convert to miles, which is about 24,000 miles. So yeah, that's how I do it.
That
was
crazy.
That was pretty crazy. Okay, so now I choose.
That was the 200 question, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. So yeah, what should I do? I will go with Astro for 200.
Astro 200.
Yep.
All right, Max. We have very similar.
Oh, do we?
200 questions.
Similar question.
If I was born on September 4th, what would my sun sign be?
Okay. September 4th. So that's going back. Okay. So it's one after Leo, which would mean Virgo, right?
That is correct. Look
nice.
At you. Crazy.
I know that because my mom and Aunt Sean, they were Leos, and they have like essentially the same birthday.
And Sean shows up in a later question.
Nice. That's fun. All right. So what do you choose?
Wow, this is really just a pick your poison. If anything, it's like that last question.
All right. That was that was.
I definitely made that harder than it needed to be.
I think so, yeah.
But, no, that's what you got to do. You got to take what you know, and just keep extrapolating it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why I was saying that equaled 3,000. I could not tell you, but
Yeah.
like, I can do math. Um, Jesus Christ. Let's go true or false. 200.
All right. I think the true or false category of my like that I wrote, I think they're like my favorite. I really like these ones.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
So, true or false? Paul Revere did not actually yell, "The British are coming" during his famous ride.
I mean, I mean, okay. Let's extrapolate again. I if I was Paul Revere and I was
Mm-hmm.
right, I would be screaming a lot of things to get people to wake up. Um,
Okay.
so I am sure that the words "the British are coming" left his mouth at least once. He had to, because that's what was happening. Is they were coming. So I'm
That
gonna
is
say
actually
yes. He did say it.
okay. That is actually false or true or whatever. I don't know. I phrased it
Yeah,
improperly.
I got
Sorry,
what you
the
meant.
whole did not thing.
Yeah.
But he did not actually say it
What?
because. So here's the thing: the colonists at that time considered themselves British. So he would have said the redcoats are coming because they were still subject. At first, it was about they wanted like to stop getting taxed. They didn't want to leave at first, so they were British, right? They were British
Oh,
subjects.
okay. Okay.
Also, it was supposed to be a stealth mission. So he would like go to like town hall and be like, "Mayor, quietly, the redcoats are coming." And
I
then the mayor's like,
I did
"Okay, I
not know
will
that.
wake everyone up." So yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. I'm so glad
Yeah,
I can have another red square to add for my portfolio. This has been my
to the
worst
collection.
performance on the 200 row.
Hmm. I think your prospects will improve. I don't know.
I hope so, man. It'll be hysterical if this is the one I do the worst on because it's red season. If I just
Mhm.
make the entire board red.
The entire board red.
All right.
The board shall be red with the blood of our enemies.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. Just
So
have you been updating that you have been
yeah,
600
I've been
and
updating it.
800 just for
All
reference.
right. I choose fears.
He
I'm ready.
chooses fears. Oh,
I'm ready to be
you're
frightened.
ready to get frightened, Max?
Yes.
All right. So this is also phrased very weirdly,
Okay.
but I will explain.
Yeah.
For 200 points, what percentage of H.P. Lovecraft's parents were committed to mental asylums? So,
So you
with
mean
percentage, you're
out
either
of
going to say 0, 50%, or 100%. What percentage of
okay.
his parents were committed to mental asylums?
Hmm, I'm gonna go with 50%. Wasn't it like his mother?
It was his mother, but then it was also his father. It was
Oh,
100%, and they went
damn
to
it.
the same asylum.
Oh my gosh. H.P. Lovecraft had a horrible life, but then again, he was also a pretty bad person, so it's sort of
Yes,
like,
it's kind of
but yeah.
karma.
Yeah, it's like it's very strange. His whole story is just a very interesting one.
It is.
All right. First red square of the night.
Wow, it's brutal out
All
here.
right.
The red
It's brutal.
squares are coming.
And the red squares are coming. Exactly.
All right,
All right. So what do you
let's clean
want
up
to
the
go?
200 row. Let's knock it out of
All
the
right.
park with human feats.
Human feet. Okay. So the question is,
Yes.
in 2009, Usain Bolt achieved the world record for the 100-meter dash. What was his time?
All right. I know his top speed was 28 miles per hour. I think we covered that. Like we mentioned that earlier on an earlier
Mhm.
episode. 28 miles per hour. Um, if he's going a meter, meter is 3.3 feet.
Yeah.
So
100-meter dash.
100,
So,
100-meter dash.
yeah.
Although, so that was his top speed achieved. So he, in a dash, you go like way faster than like a longer distance. So he was probably at his top speed there. So he's going 100 meters which is so that'd be a meter is like 3.3 feet. So that would be 330 feet, right? The zeros are messing
Yeah,
me up
yeah,
today.
330
330
feet.
feet. Um, there's 5,280 feet in a mile. I can remember that. Look at me. So that average that out. 330 over 52. That's like. All right. You know what?
Yep.
Let's
What's up?
extrapolate.
Let's extrapolate.
I ran. I'm not gonna tell that story.
All right.
I'm gonna say
Keep
his
that.
time was. I've watched a 100-meter dash before. I'm gonna say his time was 15 seconds.
Incorrect.
God damn it!
His time was actually 9.58 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fast.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
That is ridiculous.
I know, that's crazy fast. I'm like,
yeah. Wow, look at that. I'm 3 for 5. Or no, I'm 3 for 6. I can't even count.
and you're 3 for 7.
Yeah. Oh
anyway,
my God.
I'll go for weapons next.
You're gonna go for weapons. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
use my weapons after this.
Exactly.
Travesty.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an intense season, intense game.
It is. This is gonna really just be tooth and nail.
Yep.
All right. Weapons for 200. So I need you to tell me 2 variants of shotguns, but I'm talking specifically about the action. In the live stream, I gave 5 different kinds of actions that shotguns could have. All you need to do is give me 2 of them.
Okay. So, well, you've got pump action.
Yep.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Like, is that one of them?
Yep, that is one.
And then there's bolt action.
That is correct. There you go.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yes. So there is bolt action, pump action, lever action, semi-auto, hinge action, and then there's also full auto.
Oh yeah.
But that's
the hinge one. I love when I'm just like watching like some movie or TV show, and then the gun just like bends down, like in the rare instance where they have a hinge, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
That's what I fired. I fired a semi-auto and a hinge.
Nice. All right, 400's time. What is your first 400?
All right, so I've just crossed in the no man's land.
Yes.
So, you know what? This has already been terrifying. Let's go fierce for 400.
All right.
Because I had
fierce.
To circumnavigate the earth on the last one based on a road trip
exactly.
that I heard about from a friend.
Yeah, exactly. All right, fierce.
Yes.
Here we go. Challenger Deep is the deepest part of the ocean at how deep below sea level? So how deep is Challenger Deep? That's the question. And I have a ton of different units.
For whatever reason, a number just got thrown into my head. It might be complete. Another number just got thrown in my head. I have these 2 competing numbers. I don't know who's pitching me these numbers.
It's Stop It probably from the future.
I think it might be Stop It. Like, there was like a little laugh behind each one.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna say 28,000 feet.
That is incorrect. I think that's the height of Everest.
So it's way deeper.
Yeah, it's deeper than that. So it's actually 35,814 feet, or 6.78 miles, or 10.9 kilometers. So yeah, Everest is like 8.8 kilometers. So I'm pretty sure. So that's interesting because that's probably where you got that number from. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that probably is.
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. I love just messing up categories. This is going to be horrible. I am so ready to just get thrown to the wolves on this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. You know what? I will do the same thing. Fears for 400.
Here's 400.
Yes.
All right. All right. Max,
Yes.
you're afraid of the Wendigo.
Yes, I
So
am.
this should be a very pertinent question for you.
Okay.
For 400 points, do Wendigos gain or lose power as they age?
Uh, I would say gain.
They do
'Cause I'm-
gain power. Yes, that is correct.
That's horrifying.
So the longer they're
That's
out
horrifying.
there,
Yes.
the stronger they get.
Yeah, so the longer you wait to get rid of them,
Yes.
that's horrible.
All right. Very good.
right.
Very good. He has done it again, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Take a look
I
at
have
the
bested
scoreboard.
them.
He has doubled and moored my scored. All right.
Uh,
All right.
you can gain back some
I
points.
can do it.
Let's
I
see.
can do it.
Let's try it.
Let's try it. Let's go human feats 400, even though the last one was
All right.
tragic.
Human feats for 400. Okay. So,
Yes.
in 1963, teenager Randy Gardner set the world record for time without sleep by going how many days without sleep?
I heard about this. I think. Okay. How many days without sleep? I have a range in my head.
Mhm.
I'm picking between three numbers. How close will you allow me to get and still get the answer, or do I?
I'll
need to hit
give
it?
you
Do I need to hit it?
plus or minus 20%.
Okay.
The answer.
Plus or minus 20%.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. That might mean that the number is way higher than I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you info on what the number is, the plus or minus 20% range. Just
So if you're saying that, 10 days.
correct. It is 11 days.
Easy money.
Yep. So this mad lad stayed awake for 11 days for a science fair in San
Wow.
Francisco.
Oh my god.
And then at the end of it, he got like these like military doctors were like, "Yo, we want to see how effed up you got," and they just hauled him to like a military ship, like hooked up a ton of electrodes, and then he
Yeah.
went to sleep. And they were like, "Very interesting. Your brain has melted." So, all right.
All right. Shout out to Jan McCarthy in chat. He says,
Oh, what did he say?
First.
First, nice.
All
If you want to be second, engage in the chat.
Yes.
All right. So, I will go for true or false for 400.
He's gonna go. So I think how it usually goes is your 200s are harder than my 200s, but my 1000s are harder than your 1000s. I think that
yeah,
that's kind of been the general trend, and I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. That's better for you,
It
definitely.
is. All right, you said true or false for
Yep.
400. Under cryptozoology, the Komodo dragon used to be classified as a cryptid. True or false?
Interesting.
The Komodo
I
dragon.
think, okay. I'm going to go with true.
That is true.
Yes, okay. And here's the reason why. I think it's because like they're part of the New World. So the European explorers were like, "Oh, look at this thing. This thing is crazy."
Yeah, that's
And then
pretty
they,
much
like-
exactly what happened.
Yeah. And they brought it like they brought the stories home and people were like, "No way, dude, you're lying."
Yeah.
But then it turned out to be true. So yeah. All right.
Very nice.
Now
very
it's your
nice.
turn.
All right. Oh, I did swapped it. This is Max's board, everyone. Look at how green and nice it is. This is like the San Francisco part of the bridge between that and Oakland, or the Golden Gate Bridge.
Uh-huh.
Here's Oakland.
All right.
All right. Campaigns 400. Let's just take the Advil. Let's do
Yes.
it.
Okay. Campaigns for 400. So, which president used the campaign slogan Tippecanoe and Tyler too?
Say it again.
Which president used the campaign slogan Tippecanoe and Tyler too?
Tyler.
No.
Okay.
It was William Henry Harrison who died, and then Vice President Tyler became president.
Oh. Yeah, I should have gotten that. Okay.
Yeah.
Tippecanoe. I'll tip you off.
Yeah.
Canoe.
He was called Tippecanoe because he won the Battle of Tippecanoe. Like that was his thing.
Yeah,
that was his like main accomplishment.
Just because I knew that off the top of my head.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
William Henry Harrison was the first president to die in office after
yes.
like a month,
Like,
and then the Congress didn't like John Tyler because he was too much of a moderate Whig for them. So they tried everything possible to like, since there was no precedent yet about what to do, like the exact status of the vice president, it wasn't sure if they would just be acting president or like if they were the president now. So they fought over that and tried to like undermine him.
yes.
So yeah. Anyway, now I choose one. I'll choose Astro for 400.
What color is the sunset on Mars?
That would be blue.
That is correct.
Yay. Yes. I think I did a whole video about that like 3 years ago or something.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, it's because of the dust particles in the Martian
Yes.
atmosphere that like refracts the light around sunset. Whereas during the day, it is, I mean, it's very thin atmosphere, so it's just sort of like the sky is just sort of butterscotch-ish, like just because of all the dust again. But yeah, all right. Now it's your turn.
All right. And you know what? I think I'm going to intensify. I've been I'm kind of been falling behind. I am down 1,200. I need to start winning back some stuff. So
fair enough.
Let me go to true or false. Let me intensify that.
All right. True or false for 400.
I will press the button. Button pressed.
He will press the button. Okay. Okay. True or false? Cleopatra was Egyptian.
Something right.
Something ain't right here.
Something ain't right. Are you kidding me? Okay. I'm gonna look like the dumbest. Cleo. Okay. Let's extrapolate.
Let's extrapolate.
Okay. How would she? This is not I'm not answering, but
yeah.
I'm thinking out loud. How would she not be Egyptian? Okay, so I know she had very, very close relations with the Romans, like Mark Antony, right, and Caesar. I'm pretty sure. So at best, I could see her being Roman / Italian, but like she was the leader of Egypt. Like they still had pharaohs and stuff, and like King Tut was in power because he was the son of someone. So that means that they had somewhat of a monarchy going on.
Yes, but who was the someone? Are you sure they were Egyptian?
Okay, but now I just think you just writing this question with like a smug grin on your face. You're like, yeah. So no, she wasn't Egyptian.
Correct. She was actually Greek because she was a descendant of Ptolemy, whatever,
Ptolemy. Yeah.
who was one of the generals in Alexander the Great's army, like one of the main guys, you know. And so she was like Macedonian, which is Greek, uh,
Wow.
because
My
you know,
world has been.
right? Yeah, exactly. Because Alexander the Great conquered everything, but then when he died, like it sort of split up,
Mhm.
and one of the things that split off was Egypt under the rule of Ptolemy and his
Oh.
descendants. So yeah,
Yeah, that
you
does
are
make
correct.
sense. So, and I
Yeah.
intensified, so I get
Yep. So
800
you get
points.
we got to mark this as the intense one.
Okay.
So
Make it purple.
intense. I don't know.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that a
no,
good
I like
intense?
it. I like it. I like it.
All right.
Here, put it on.
So
Put
you
it
get
on top.
double. You get 1800. Bam.
There, I like
Okay.
it. Here, let me bring this to
Now
front
it's my turn.
so you can see how well I did. There we
Yes,
go.
bring to front. Look at it.
Yes. And
Beautiful.
that is, and I just made major forward progress.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So now I will choose human feats for 400.
Human feats 400. Alex Segura set the world record for longest time for breath held, so holding your breath for the longest amount of time, in 2016.
Mhm.
What was his time?
I have the exact same question, and the
Oh,
time
come
was
on.
24 minutes and 3 seconds.
3 seconds. And there
Yes.
you go. I
So-
sure hope you put that as a 600.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Um,
I'd like
so
to
3 points.
intensify before that question.
Oh yes, I'm not sure actually. I don't remember which one it is,
I don't know.
but
no,
it's in there.
we should. I just automatically. You should just give that one to me, right?
Okay.
And or we'll just get to it when we get to it, and I just won't.
Yeah, we'll get to
I
it.
won't
When we get to it.
intensify.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So now it's your turn.
All right. Very nice, Max. All right. I'm gonna go for. Ow. I'm gonna go for weapons for 400.
All right. Weapons for 400. Okie dokie. All right. What is an RPG? What does it stand for?
An RPG stands for rocket. It stands for a rocket propelled grenade.
Correct.
Or
Nice
role playing game.
Or a role playing game. Yeah, exactly. I actually put in parentheses, not role playing
Nice.
game.
Nice.
So yeah. All right.
It stands for rocket
Yeah, they're
procket.
anti-tank. Yeah, exactly. They're anti-tank weapons that can be
Yes.
like shoulder mounted. So if you need to take out a tank on the go, the RPG
Is
is
the
your
way to go.
go-to
Yep.
weapon. Yeah. All right. So I will choose campaigns for 400.
Campaigns 400. All right. In terms of electoral votes, who was closer to a full sweep? And so because in terms of electoral votes, the entire electoral college. Who was closer to a full sweep, so getting every possible electoral vote? Reagan in 1984 or Nixon in 1972?
Okay.
Who was closer to a full sweep?
Reagan got everything but Minnesota, and Nixon got and DC. Nixon got everything but like DC and Massachusetts. Or I don't think there was a DC. I'm not sure. I gotta say Reagan.
That is correct.
Nice.
That
Okay.
is correct. I believe Massachusetts had 14 electoral votes at the time, whereas Minnesota only had 10, and both of them lost DC, so that means that Reagan pulled ahead.
Yes. Yeah, I was thinking like I was basically banking on I think Minnesota has a smaller population.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Nice. So now it's your turn.
All right. Everyone at home that is OCD is gonna hate me because I'm not gonna clean up Astro. We're gonna go for Human Feats 600.
Nice. Okay, human feats for 600. Okay. Oh wait, no, this isn't the one. Okay.
Can you tell me which one is the one so it doesn't mess up if I want to intensify it or not?
Okay. It's 800.
It's the 800. Okay.
Okay. In 2012, Felix Baumgartner, sponsored by Red Bull, completed the highest skydive ever, jumping from a height of how many miles or
Oh, I
kilometers?
should know this. This is what my video was on. How high is the
Oh my god.
stratosphere? Oh,
Yes.
all right.
So mine's just a slightly more specific version of yours.
Let's extrapolate.
Let's extrapolate.
Planes fly. Planes have to fly in the stratosphere, right? I'm not bugging. They have to be flying in the stratosphere. No, there's no way they're flying in the stratosphere. I saw the video of Baumgartner jumping. It looked like he was he was on the moon. So there's no way planes fly. Son of a bitch. Okay. So I'm gonna say planes. So okay, weather happens in the troposphere and kind of the stratosphere. So that doesn't help me. So let's do that out. But let's extrapolate further. Planes fly at 30,000. You know, because that's what they always say. They're like, hey, you can pull your tray tables up now because we're 30,000 feet above the earth. So, and they have to be at the top of the troposphere or at the very bottom of the stratosphere. But I saw Baumgartner jump. I wasn't up there with him, but I could have been.
Yeah.
But I watched it, and he could see the curvature of the Earth. You can't really see the curvature of the Earth. Doesn't mean from a plane, but that doesn't mean it isn't there. So I'm gonna say he had to have been higher than 30,000. I'm gonna say he jumped from a cool 55,000 feet.
I have to convert that.
Okay.
55,000.
And what's your tolerance here?
That is incorrect. Whatever tolerance.
Oh my god.
So that is your answer was about 10.5 miles. He actually jumped from a height of 24 miles in the sky.
Oh my god. Now, you know what? No one watched my video on the layers of the Earth and its atmosphere. I don't deserve to get views on that video.
Oh, nah, you deserve to get views.
Oh my god. And
that was a while ago.
I definitely said that in my thing. God damn it. All right. Well, you know what? Life moves on.
Yeah.
Let's look at the score. Okay. Well, let's click off of that score because that makes me sad. All right, Max. What question would you like? I'm gonna be like blood is gonna be coming out of my nose at the end of this because of how hard I'm extrapolating these answers.
Extrapolating beyond to infinity and beyond via extrapolation. Okay, I'll go for true or false for 600.
True or false 600. You've been doing very well in this category. You've also been doing very well in every other category.
Just not fierce. That's the only one that has its slight difference. But...
All right. You said true or false, right?
Yep.
On average, a human that lives to age 70, will shed will shed over 140 pounds of skin in total in their entire lifespan.
Okay, over 140 pounds of skin for someone that's...
Did I say over
70.
or did I say... Yeah, I did say over, so yeah.
Yeah, you said over? Okay, so let me think about this. Let's extrapolate here. That would be 2 pounds of skin per year. Actually, this is interpolating. So, okay. 2 pounds of skin per year, which would be like 1/6 of a pound per month, which is like 2.5 ounces. I would say that's believable. So I'll say true.
That is false.
Oh.
The average is 112 pounds, not over 140.
No. Oh.
You have
I have
beclowned
yourself. yourself. Yes, the best word in existence, beclowned.
Yes.
It's just great. You have made a clown of yourself. That is what that means. Like, it is such a good word
It
to
is.
have in your vocabulary. You know, keep that in the back of your head. And whenever someone says something stupid, you can just say to them, "You have beclowned yourself,
I
my
might
good
say
sir."
that in my next debate.
Yes, you should totally do that. Like, if someone says something like some incorrect statistic, you can just be like, "You've beclowned yourself," because it is such a, I love it. It's like it's a devastating insult.
It is.
However, it's not technically vulgar. You know, even though it's not vulgar, it is more devastating than any like obscenity could be. So no one can like get mad at you for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Like the Shakespearean-esque, like very out there insults are the way to go, because you won't get people, like you won't get the rules, you know, but it's actually more effective. So yeah. Anyway, it is now your turn.
I am gonna go. I really don't want to go back to Astro because it's the only untainted category.
I see.
But every dog has its due and its day. That's not a real thing people say. Let's go for Astro for 400.
All right. Astro for 400. So let's see. What is the question? Okay. How often is there a conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn? Like, you know, the one that's happening right now. Why is this one notable?
Well, this one's notable because it happened on Christmas, right? Or like on Christmas Eve. So that's
Yeah.
kind of why it's notable. So give me half credit for that. But it just happens. Okay. Let's extrapolate. They're for them to line up. Their orbits. I don't know how long their orbital period is.
Mhm.
But I
Use
was
Kepler's law if you want to extrapolate.
yeah. Thanks. I'll just use Kepler's law. You know.
Kepler's
You know. Just
third
use
law.
Kepler's law. Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Um.
Kepler's third law, right?
Yeah. Of course I do.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's no way that. Um. Okay. So Saturn and Jupiter is way not I'm not gonna say way, but it's really big, right? It's very. Is it way bigger than Saturn? It's gotta be.
I'd say it's like twice the size.
Yeah, it's gotta be that. So its orbit is probably a little. Although I'm not. It's gotta be kind of.
Well, here's I'll tell you. A conjunction, they don't actually line up during a conjunction. It's just when they get closest together. So
Okay.
it's like a regular occurrence. Um, yeah,
It happens once every 8 years.
incorrect.
God.
It occurs once every 20 years because the orbital period of Jupiter is 12 years and the orbital period of Saturn is like 30 years. And so they overlap about once every 20 years.
Okay.
I can feel the sadness
I'm eating.
in that silence.
I'm having comfort food.
Takis.
I wish.
Oh,
I have Ghirardelli chocolates.
damn. But yeah, so because I asked that question because I see all these like pop sci articles that are like, oh, this only happens once every 1 million years, you know, like every 800 years, and I'm like, no, it only happens this close every whatever 800 years, but it really happens every 20 years. It's just that this one is like 10 times closer than the average conjunction.
Yes.
But yeah, so and you should check out the conjunction in a night sky near you because it's already past like the main conjunction date, so they've actually drifted apart noticeably, but they're still pretty close together, so might be fascinating to see that. But yeah, all right.
Let's look at the score.
My
Oh,
turn
boy.
now. I shall go with Fears for 600.
Fears for 600.
Yes.
All right, this is playing off of Existential Dread.
All right.
How large is the largest black hole currently known in terms of solar masses? Is what I have it in. But if you want to
Okay.
give me something else, that's fine.
The largest black hole.
And I will give or take 20%, just like you gave.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be hard. In terms of solar masses, let's go with 100 million solar masses.
That is incorrect.
Oh, how many?
66 billion.
Oh,
66
dang.
billion with a
That is
B.
existential dread.
That is Existential Dread. And the name of the black hole, if you want to check it out, is TON 618, and it is at the center of a quasar, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
All right.
That is very large.
That is
I will say.
very large. That's it's a unit. It's definitely a unit.
It's an absolute unit. All right. So now it is your turn.
Yes. Look at this travesty. Oh.
It reminds me of like in Minecraft when a texture pack won't load in, you know, the purple black.
All right. Let's go weapon 600.
All right. Weapons for 600. Okay. What was the largest nuclear bomb ever built and tested, and what was its yield?
That was the Tsar Bomba by the Russian Federation.
Yep.
And its yield, as in like kilotons,
megatons,
megatons,
or yeah, megatons of TNT. It's
megatons
just that. It's
TNT.
that epic.
Yeah. 100 megatons.
Yes. So that's within the range. There's like a bunch of different estimates. So initially the estimate was 58 megatons. Then it got revised to 50 megatons. And then they say that theoretically, if it was built right, like it would be 100.
Wow.
Because basically the way it was built is that like part of the components got exploded before they could explode, if you get what I'm saying. So it's like the explosion of some of the uranium blasted apart the rest of the uranium, so that uranium could have also generated energy, but instead it got blasted apart. So you are correct. It maximum 100 megatons. Tsar Bomba.
Oh, let those points drift in. I'm on your tail, boy.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I'm gonna go with weapons for 400.
Weapons 400. He's gonna close off the 400s.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. What is the chamber of a revolver called?
The chamber of a revolver. Okay.
And also on stream, I said that this is the one gun that you could argue doesn't have a chamber because it goes by this other name. What is that other name? It's
the cylinder, right?
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah, because it rotates. Okay,
yes.
Cool. 3,400.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right. So now it is your turn. What topic do you pick?
I am going to go with campaigns for 600.
All right. Campaigns for 600. Okay. Okay. Which years were Henry Clay's first and last bids for president? You know him. You love him. Henry Clay, the great compromiser.
I'm going to say his first run was 1824.
Mm-hmm.
And
Correct.
this last run was 1844. You may
Yes.
be wondering
Also
how I
correct.
know those exact dates.
Yeah. How do you know?
Because I also have a question about the Grand
Nine.
Master Henry Clay.
Henry Clay. So we are tied now.
We are tied.
Henry Clay. 20 years of campaigning.
He tried. That dude was like,
He tried.
let me in.
He let me in. He really wanted to be president, but he never got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Imagine we go to like an alternate reality and like it's a complete utopia. And
we're like, what happened?
What the hell happened? And they're like, Henry Clay was president. What do you mean? Was he not president in your? He tried so hard. How did he not win president in your reality? We're like,
no, he was president for 20 years, even longer than FDR, because there was no like term limit at that point.
Yeah.
1824 to like 1848. So 24 years he would be president for.
Yes.
Could you imagine? A
All
reality.
Right.
Anyway.
What would you like?
Let's go with Astro for 600.
Astro 600.
Yes.
This is a true or false question.
All right.
That is not in the true or false question category.
That is A-okay.
The temperature of the cores of stars can be determined by the balance between the gravitational attraction and the gas pressure. Is that true or is that false? The gravitational attraction and the gas pressure being used to calculate the temperature of the core of a star.
I would say that's true.
That is true.
Cool. Yeah. Because that's how it's hydrostatic equilibrium.
Yes.
That's where the nuclear fusion outward sort of like combats with the gravity inward. And so as a star forms, it starts off a lot larger, right? And so there isn't as much fusion going on. So the fusion isn't enough to combat gravity. But as it contracts, fusion increases, and so does the temperature. And once fusion matches gravity, then it stops and is in equilibrium. It's like meditating in equilibrium.
Yes.
Very wonderful. But yeah, all right. Now it is your turn.
All right. Oh boy. I'm gonna go for fears for 600. What am I afraid of?
All right. Fears for 600. Okay. All the way at the end of my document. All right. Hydrothermal vents release incredibly hot water from the bottom of the ocean.
Yes.
How hot is this water, and why doesn't it boil?
All right, it doesn't boil because of the pressure at the bottom of the ocean.
Yep.
I know that. But that thing gets hot.
It does.
It does. I'm gonna call this one at. You want it in Fahrenheit or Celsius? I'm gonna give it to you in Fahrenheit.
You can do. Okay.
Proud.
You want Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to convert it then, but that's fine. I have a converter right now.
Actually, I think I have a better shot at Celsius. I'm gonna say 250 degrees Celsius.
It's actually 400 degrees Celsius.
What? That's insane.
I know, it's very hot.
Oh. Terrible.
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 Terrible. You hate to see it. All right. So now it's my turn. I will choose true or false for 800.
Wow. He's stepping it up.
I am stepping it up.
All right. Max. This is playing off of cryptid/cursed information.
Okay.
Spaghetto, graffito, and confetto are the singulars of the words spaghetti, graffiti, and confetti. True or false?
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I just found that
I know
very
graffito.
funny.
I know the graffito,
Yes.
and I was like half sure about spaghetto, and then I had no idea about confetto,
Confetto.
but I was like, well, it's the pattern. So anyway, that was a fun one. I like those singular versions.
Yes.
They're fun. All right, so now it's your turn.
Oh God, I hate when this happens.
I hate when it's my turn.
You know what? True or false? 600.
All right, true or false for
It's gonna be
600.
like, it's gonna be like your name is Sebastian, and I'm gonna have to think so hard about it. It's gonna end up being false. So you're gonna be like, actually, if you look at the position of the sun and the moon,
Your name is actually
yeah.
Giovanni. All right, true or false? America voted to approve independence on July 4th, 1776. Specifically, when I say America, I mean the Congress.
Yeah,
The
I was
second
gonna say
continent.
like they don't really, have like okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So I'm not answering, but this is my thought process. I would think that that would be false because when they actually voted on it, they would have to have voted on it, or actually, because I could see it being like they vote and then they're like, all right, let's put this in the motion, and then they write the Declaration of Independence, and that gets written on July 4th. I can see that happening. Or I could see Jefferson and, the other guys, like, drafting it up, and then they're like, let's vote on this piece of paper. I feel like that second way is actually closer to the way they did it because nowadays it's a little different. It's where they're like, do we vote to even go in this direction? That's kind of what a house resolution is. They're like, do we resolve to go into this direction without an official, document, without like a set game plan? But back
Mhm.
then, I feel like it was more, we're gonna write this out, we're gonna show you all the intricacies, vote on this. Do we go forward with this? So I'm gonna say that that is actually true. I'm gonna say that's true.
Is actually false.
God, what? God.
So, yeah, it's sort of a hybrid of like the two things you mentioned. So, the official declaration was adopted on July 4th, but it was approved 2 days earlier to become independent. And I think it was Jefferson or Adams that said like, "Oh, July 2nd, this day will be celebrated for generations to come." Boy, was he wrong. It's July 4th instead. Isn't that interesting,
Oh, it's
Sebastian?
so interesting, Max. God damn it.
The
I'm
true or
getting
false
my
one.
ass handed to me. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. We press on.
Yes. Okay.
It's really just my never give up attitude that's gonna get me through this one.
Definitely. Yeah. All right. All right. All right.
Oh
So next one. Weapons for 600.
Alright, we mentioned this on Weapon Stream. What detail is included in the barrel of rifles to help bullets travel farther?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the spiraling, so that they have the spin for aerodynamics.
Yes, that is correct.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Do we have any more chat? No, we do not. Okay. Just wanted to check. All right, your turn.
Alright.
So, yeah.
I am gonna go with. Oh boy. Astro 600. Let's get it. Let's get rid of the. 600.
All right. Astro for 600. Okay. What is the Schwarzschild radius?
Okay. I just talked about this on my black hole video. And by just, I mean that video came out months ago. The Schwarzschild radius. So the way The way I used it in my video was I said that it was the radius that mass can be compressed down into. Say that you take any object and you compress it into a sphere. Um,
Mhm.
for that sphere to be dense enough to create a black hole, the radius of that sphere would have to be past the Schwarzschild radius, which is
Yep.
derived from the object's mass. All right.
Correct.
Yes.
Nice job. So
I'm not
yeah.
a failure. I paused my game to be here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the radius of an ideal black hole.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay. Now it's my turn. I will go with campaigns for 600.
He's gonna go with campaigns for 600. All right, mine's a little different than yours, but same vein. How many times did Henry Clay unsuccessfully run for president?
3 times.
Yes.
Yes. So it was 1824, 1820, no wait, 1828, right? I don't know.
1832.
1832 and then 1844. So he took a few breaks
He calmed down.
along the
He was
way.
like, let's.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm not needed this time."
And now I'm back. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Actually, wait, I'm just thinking about it now. If you don't count like major party candidates, right?
Mhm.
Like if you count someone ran for a primary before, didn't Joe Biden run in like 1988?
He has run a total of 3 times, with his third time being successful.
Yeah. So has he outdone Henry Clay? I'm trying to think now. I think he's outdone Henry Clay in terms of breadth because 1988 to
Yes.
2020.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So now it's your turn.
All right, all right. Things are looking a little better, but you know, every dog has its due date. So let's
Yes.
let's go for weapons 800 and just weapons 800. I'm not going to intensify that because
All right.
oh,
Okay. What was the largest gun ever created?
okay. So I'm guessing. So largest gun. Are you talking about a cannon? Because
Um, I guess you could define it as a cannon, however.
yeah.
So, if we go back to the definition of a gun, this
Yes. So
fits
okay.
the,
So I wasn't saying a cannon is
Yeah.
the answer. I'm saying that a cannon as a type of thing, because I
yeah,
would say
yeah.
it
It
is.
fits like it. Yeah, it fits like the what's it called? It's a firearm
It's
as
a
well.
firearm, yeah. So I
Yeah.
would say that it is and there is no way I'm going to get the name of it, but I'm going to
Okay.
describe it.
All right.
It is either something used as mortars, to throw mortar shells down at people, or it is anti-air. I'm gonna say
If
it's
you could,
probably yeah. Go ahead.
if you could give me either the like diameter or what country used it, then I will
Germany
give you.
used it.
Yes.
Yes! Oh my god! That was just I know I blew the speakers out. I am so sorry everyone at home, but I knew it had to be Germany.
Yep.
I
Who
knew it
else?
had to be Germany.
Yes, it was the Schwerer Gustav.
Oh my
It's an 80-centimeter railway-mounted gun that the Germans intended to use during World War II, but like it was too slow for like their blitzkrieg tactics. So it didn't see much use, but it was built. So
All
yeah,
right. I was like,
and it means
it
it
had
means
to be
the
Germany.
heavy Gustav. That's what.
Heavy Gustav. I like it. I want to listen back to
Yeah.
my scream to see if I like blew everyone's ears out.
If you have like executed everyone, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty loud. I'm sorry, everyone at home.
They probably don't mind.
I'm sorry. All right.
All
I
right.
should have
Now it's
doubled it.
my
I should have doubled it. I knew, but I hesitated. All right.
All right. So I choose human feet for 600.
Human
There
feet.
we go.
600. All right. Paul Anderson performed a backlift that earned the Guinness Book's title of the most weight ever lifted by a human being.
Mhm.
How much weight did Paul Anderson lift in this backlift?
Oh my gosh. I think I read this. I don't like in my research for good questions. I didn't choose this as a
Plus or
question.
minus
Like,
20%.
okay. Paul Anderson backlift. 6,000 pounds.
That's almost completely on target. It is
Yes. Okay.
6,270 pounds,
Nice.
which
All right.
is ridiculous.
That is a lot. That's like 3 tons.
That's 3 tons. That's three
Yeah.
tons. That is like, oh my god, I can't even. I can't even with Paul Anderson.
I can't. Yeah.
It sounds like
What a mad
the title of like a reality show. I can't even with Paul Anderson.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
All
a
right.
monster.
So, what is your next topic?
I should have put in. I realized what my question should have been. It should have been Andre the Giant's feat of drinking. I think he drank 116 beers in one sitting. I should have put that in. I remember
Yeah.
reading that like a day or two ago.
Nice.
Um,
All right. So, what is your next?
I'm going to say that I'm. Hey, everyone's afraid of something. Let's go for fears for 800.
All right. Fears for 800. Okay. A nation's borders extend 200 nautical miles into the ocean, as they have rights to those areas. How much of the United States is underwater due to these holdings?
As in a percentage, or as in
Yeah.
okay? We already know.
So if you were to sum up all of the underwater land out to 200 nautical miles and combine that with the total of actual land, what percentage of the US is underwater?
33%.
It's actually 50%.
Damn. Wow.
I was like, wow. Yeah,
That's
it's crazy.
crazy.
I mean, because think of, say, what really does it is things like Hawaii,
Oh yeah.
because they're like tiny, but then they get 200 nautical miles, or like Guam or something.
Yeah.
Like all these tiny little islands. So yeah.
Yep. I was not thinking about anything outside of the contiguous.
Ah,
I
yeah.
wonder if you just took the contiguous, would it be 33%?
I want, yeah. I don't know.
It'd probably be
That would
lower.
be, here, wait, I'll look up contiguous US coastline length, and then I'll multiply that by 200. The general coastline of the US is 12,383 miles, while the shoreline is, wait, what? Okay, I'm confused now. I guess the coastline is 12,383. Okay. They say the shoreline is like 88,000, but I think that's about like, all the zigzagging, right? So, okay, 12,383 times 200. So that gives you a general area, and then land area of contiguous US. If you are correct in terms of this one, I'll give you the points. So let's see. So that is 2.959 million square miles. 2.4. Oh, it's actually about, here, wait. So then plus 2.959 million. 2,959,123. And now divided by 2477, 2477. 1, 2, 3. Enter to the power of -1. It's still like 45%.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
that's crazy.
I'll take that.
Anyway, all right. So now it's my turn. I will choose human feats for 800. So I think that's 2 in a row. Yeah.
Yes. Not
All right.
dissimilar. Not dissimilar to this live stream or this specific episode. Ending with extreme bodily trauma to both parties. How long was the world's longest boxing match, which took place in New Orleans in 1893? You can either give me hours and minutes, or you could give me rounds, but I doubt you know, like, how long boxing rounds lasted in 1893.
Okay, so let's say 16 hours and 7 minutes.
16 hours, 7 minutes. Unfortunately, that is not correct. It was 7 hours and 19 minutes. Are you insane? Okay. 16 hours?
I don't know boxing.
For reference, yeah. You can look this up. I forget what the guy's name was, or both of the guys, but they both refused to go down. It lasted 110 rounds. Each round is 3 minutes. They went 110 rounds. It ended with one guy broke legitimately every single bone in his hands, in both of his hands.
Oh my god.
And with the other guy fracturing his skull in just a horrific amount of places.
Wow.
One guy continued boxing, and that guy died a year later. Yeah, that is New Orleans for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
that's just a typical daily occurrence.
It's a typical occurrence. You know, neither of them are going down.
All right, now it is your turn.
Oh, and by the way, they called it a tie. They called it a draw.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh my god. Imagine going there. Imagine just inviting like your woman out, and you're like, you know what? Let's go see a boxing match. You know, let's have a little fun. It's 1893. Yeah. Nothing bad can happen in the coming years. And so, you know, we just go, you know, it'd be like, you know, in and out. Like, a round is like 3 minutes. They're probably going to go like 10, 20 rounds, you know. We'll just be there for like an hour, half an hour to an hour. You know, it'll be all good. 7 hours later. Yeah. He's got, look at his hands. That's your arm isn't supposed to do that. How are you still?
Oh god.
You're leaving? Okay. But
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Yeah.
True or false 800. Let's intensify this.
All right, true or false 800, and it shall now be intensified. Okay.
It's gonna be like you have 5 fingers on your hand, and I'm gonna like have to. And it's gonna be false.
Okay, true or false? In the 13th century, Pope Gregory IV declared a war on cats.
Wait, yeah. Okay, that's not my answer, but I remember this. It was, I think it. Now, you might be tricking me, because it might not have been Pope Gregory, and that would be really scummy. But there was a
okay,
pope.
I'll make it more general. A pope declared a war on cats.
A pope declared a war on cats. So, that means that it probably was Pope Gregory. And he thought that cats were, like, satanic or something. And so he declared cats needed to be exterminated. And then that led to there being more rats, which led to the Black Plague. So I'm gonna say, like, yes, that's true. The only thing that could be wrong is the century date, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, you are correct. I got rid of the century date in the generalization, so you are correct. That is true. Yeah, he believed specifically black cats were the instruments of Satan, like Halloween.
Pope Gregory.
And yeah, it caused the Black Death.
Yes.
Nice job. And that's 800. So that doubles into 1600. So that's like, what is that? That's like 54, 6400.
Wow, I'm right on
Wow.
you again.
Yep. This is getting intense. All
Very.
right. So, next question. I will go with campaigns for 800.
Campaigns 800.
Yes.
This is just a number question. Give or take 10. How many votes did Bush win by in Florida against Gore? What was the number?
Uh, 600.
537.
Oh
That's
no.
tough.
Very sad. Okay.
That's
I
tough.
live in Florida.
We live in a society.
It's interesting. Florida actually, I think, has gotten a lot better at doing elections because they were like one of the first,
Yeah, they
like
were
on
in.
election night
Yeah.
when I was watching it, like this year, like they were one of the first people to have their results in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they have learned from their mistakes. Florida is a crazy state, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah. Anyway,
Originally, I was going to ask you what percentage of Florida's population did Bush win by, but that turned out to be 3.5 times 10 to the negative 10 to the negative 5. So it was like,
dang.
you know what?
Wow. That's very slim margins.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I'm not even on the right one. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm doing really well. Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Listen, the fears category has become my worst nightmare, ironically. So I'm going to say,
Nice.
let's put this to bed. Let's get rid of
Yeah,
the ocean 2020. I will
get
declare
rid
a
of the
war
ocean.
on the ocean.
All right.
Fears for 1K.
Okie dokie. 5 million years ago, the Zanklian flood released a torrent of water that flooded a large desert area. What region is this flooded desert area today?
Okay, what was the name?
So
What was the name of the
this,
flood?
yeah, sorry.
The
So
Janklian.
the Zanklian flood, and it created a large body of water by flooding a desert, and that large body of water is still around today. So what is that body of water?
Zanklian flood. The Zanklian flood. Zanklian. Okay. Flooded a desert. Did you say wait, did you say how many years ago this was, or did you just say
5 million.
5 million? I'm gonna say that body of water. Okay, how large would this flood be? Everything was bigger millions of years ago. Everything was bigger. So if you hear like the terrain change, it's not like a hill was formed. It's like a mountain
Mhm.
range was formed 5 million years ago. I'm gonna say the Zanklian flood made the there's a sea I want to throw out, but I'm like, is it big enough for a sea? I could see it being like a major body of water, like scale of like the Great Lakes, but I feel like I'm going on a whim because I also feel like it could have been the Yangtze River, but that's not my answer. I'm gonna
Well,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
it's a stagnant, I guess, body. So it's not a river.
It's not a river.
It's like a lake or a pond or a sea. So something like that.
Lake or a pond or sea. Yeah, is it big enough for a sea? That is a massive flood. That is a massive flood. So I'm gonna say
Yeah.
no. There's there's no. And if it turns out that the sea I'm thinking of is the right one, I'm gonna be mad. Um, flooded a desert. I'm gonna say desert. I don't think that used to be a desert. Is the thing. Um. Oh God. Now I just can't remember the names of any lakes. Um,
It's something you know the name of.
I know the name of this. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you know what? Was it a desert? Is the thing. Like the area I'm thinking of, it might not have been a desert. Um, but 5 million years ago, 5 million years is long enough for stuff to have just changed. I'm gonna say Salt Lake in Salt Lake City.
Incorrect.
Is it the
The answer.
Mediterranean Sea?
Yes,
No! God damn it! Oh my god!
it was.
It
It
was
was
the
the Mediterranean
Mediterranean Sea.
Sea. Isn't that crazy?
I
I
thought it
mean, if
was.
you,
Was
yeah,
was Europe a desert?
that part at least was a desert, and I
That
think
was
the
a
desert,
desert.
the desert extended up into Italy and southern Europe a little bit because I mean, think of where the Sahara is, right?
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, it was this
it
giant
was the
desert.
Mediterranean Sea. Okay, I could have gotten
Yeah,
1,000 if I just went with my gut.
yeah.
Oh,
That was my favorite historical flood. I mean, you
dude,
don't really have a
that's
favorite
insane.
like this kind of.
That is
I know. I love that
insane.
fact. I love
Oh
that
my
that's the thing.
god.
I wrote like a short story about it in like ninth grade or something, where I'm like, oh yes, it was very cool, like watching the Zenklian flood. That was the short story essentially.
All
Because
right.
imagine that. So Gibraltar, like when you look on a map, it's like only like 14 miles away from Africa. Um, and so once they were just connected, but then crack, they
Yes.
disconnected. And some theories say that the flood occurred as quickly as in 2 years.
Oh my god. That's
Imagine that.
insane.
Just 2 years, an entire, like, the Mediterranean Sea is very large. Um, I think it's like a difference of like it lowered global sea levels by like 10 meters,
Wow.
because it took the water from other areas. Very, very epic. Anyway, now it's my turn. So I will go with Astro for 800.
Astro 800. Oh my god. I could have gotten that. When will Phobos crash into Mars? And I have a range here of
Okay.
estimates. I took the lowest and the highest estimate. So, when will Phobos crash into Mars?
Uh, 10 million years.
That is the lowest possible estimate. So there you go.
Okay. Phew.
You
What was the
you,
highest
you just
possible
slid
estimate?
in. 50 million years is the highest possible estimate. 10 million
Okay.
is the lowest possible estimate.
Huh.
Very nice.
So it's limited real estate. It's like it's on borrowed time. Phobos. It means fear, doesn't it?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
is the
I
Greek
love
god of
that.
fear.
Yeah, exactly. It's and then Deimos is dread, right?
Yes.
That is that is good high quality naming of moons. Fear and dread. Imagine looking up into the night sky and you're like, ah yes, fear and dread. I'm going back inside now. So yeah.
All right. Well
All
done.
right.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so now it's your turn.
All right. Campaigns 800.
All right. Campaigns for 800.
Let's look at the score. It's pulled ahead by 1,000. 1,000 I could have had.
Okay. So, name 2 out of the 4 former presidents that ran third-party campaigns in later elections.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah. Yep, that's one of them.
All right. Teddy Roosevelt and all right. Someone that ran third party. That already was president. That ran third party.
Yeah, so they became president with one of the major parties and then ran a third-party campaign later.
And 4 presidents did this.
Yes. Yeah, you got Teddy Roosevelt. So.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna say that was way more common earlier.
Mhm. I'll give you 2 guesses for this last
Okay,
guy.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
It's a guy. It's a man. That narrows it down.
Not at all.
um, someone that won the election, so I could see. Ooh.
None
So,
of them, or well, one of them actually did win, but
ooh.
the other ones did not. And the one that did win is like super, super heavy technicality, although I will give it to you if you guess that guy. But I almost at first, like, I didn't think that this one was correct, but then I'm like, oh yeah, technically. But yeah. So,
When you say "oh, technically," I would say that I would almost bet that you might be talking about the old GC, but I would be wary to say that. GC, of course, Grover Cleveland, because I could see the technicality being he just like wanted to come back and like parties had changed or something, but I'm not gonna make that my guess.
mhm.
Um, but I'm gonna say it had to be someone earlier, like someone very early, because that's when parties were like shifting all over the place.
I'll give you. So this was all in the 1800s.
It's
So
all in
all
the
these elections,
1800s.
except for Teddy Roosevelt, of course, 1912. But you
Yeah,
already got that.
yeah. I was gonna say that Teddy Roosevelt was probably the last president to ever do that because
Yeah.
that's way up there. Oh, but now, okay, wait, was he so Washington? They all had 8-year terms, right? Like the first bunch of them all had eight.
Uh, Washington did.
Washington
Adams
did.
did not.
Oh,
Jefferson did. Uh, Madison, Monroe. Uh,
all right.
Adams the second time did not. Then Jackson did. Van Buren did not.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
You want me to? I could just keep going, but
Yeah. John Quincy Adams.
incorrect.
Okay, I
So
got
you
one
get
more
one more
guess.
guess.
Okay, god damn it. It had to be someone early. Tyler?
Incorrect.
God damn it. Who was it? Was it
The
it was
answer?
was it Monroe?
No. You've got Martin Van Buren,
Okay.
Millard Fillmore, and technically Abraham Lincoln.
Oh.
So here's the explanation. So Martin Van Buren, he only served 1 term. He lost to uh, the Whigs, William Henry Harrison, because of like the Panic of 1837. So then he came back later and ran under the Free Soil Party, which said we don't want slavery to extend into the territories.
Mm-hmm.
And so he ran third party there. Then Millard Fillmore was vice president after like Zachary Taylor became president, then died. And so then he ran under the Know Nothing Party, which
Right.
is just confusing. I think they were like anti-immigrant essentially. I think that was their whole shtick. And then Abraham Lincoln, this ties into the thing with Andrew Johnson. The Republican Party in 1864, like, sort of reorganized and became the National Union Party and included some Democrats in order to like have a larger majority. Um, I put like 6 asterisks next to that in my document because I'm like, yeah, technically it's a third party, but there was no first party running in that election.
Okay.
So
All
yeah.
right.
And
Okay.
then we all know the story behind Teddy. So yeah, okay.
All right.
I will go with weapons.
Weapons. I need a weapon.
Weapon.
All right. In terms of Mach, because I wrote the answer to this question in Mach, but if you want, you can just give me miles per hour.
Okay.
How fast does a projectile shot from a railgun travel?
Hmm.
And
Projectile shot
I
from a
will include the 20% after I convert
Okay.
to miles per hour. Miles per hour.
So a gun is like a normal gun. is like a little over Mach 2, like 2.3 or something, based on my first question in the weapons section. So I'm going to assume a railgun is faster. So I will say Mach 4. Mach 4.
Mach 4. I need to see if that is within the
Okay.
20%, so give me 1 second. Alright, and then how fast is... Unfortunately, you are not within the tolerance. It is Mach 6.
Okay. All right.
Which is 46,000 miles per hour.
Wow. Very fast. Okay.
Fest.
Now it's your turn. I am speed.
I am speed. All right. I do love to see more. I would love to see more diversity on your side of the board, Max. As you can see, I have.
What, in terms of red and green?
In terms of red and green.
This is all. This is fun. It's Christmas colors. So
oh yeah, look at us.
The festivities.
The festivities.
Alive.
All right.
The festivities.
Let's do human feats 800.
All right. Human feats for 800. Okay. All right. Oh yes, you'll get this one. In 2016, Alex Segura set the world record for the longest time holding one's breath underwater. How long was that?
Let's extrapolate. I'm gonna say a smooth 24 minutes and 3 extra seconds.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah,
I can't. I have. How did you get that one? I mean, that is some major extrapolation. Nice job.
If you could tell me what Segura means in Spanish, I'll give you an extra 20 points.
It means secure?
Yes, it does.
Yay. So what?
No, I lied. You do not get 20
lied.
extra points.
Okay. Unfortunate. All right. Now I go with fears for 800.
Fears for 800. What are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of?
So, this is... I am going to... There isn't... This answer... You could answer this in a bunch of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little interpretive, but I'll read you the question and then you can logic it out. So the Wendigo comes from Algonquian culture, specifically, which is a Native American tribe that was in northern Canada and a little into the Dakotas, as well as Montana.
Okay.
So in their culture, and this, I would say that these ideals have kind of spread to the other cultures that also accept the Wendigo. What does the Wendigo represent in a ideological / spiritual nature? What does it represent?
Wasn't it like greed?
Yes. It was greed, gluttony, as well as selfishness. And it is a culmination of societal taboos in Native American culture. And it actually goes back to the earlier question when I asked you, does it get stronger or weaker as it gets older? It gets stronger mainly because they respect elders. Like, wisdom is highly respected in Native American culture, so they see someone being wiser as someone being more powerful. But it also speaks to the longer you hold on to greed and the longer you hold on to gluttony, the more powerful it becomes.
Huh. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so very nice job.
Thank you. Yeah, love that. The Wendigo. So terrifying.
The Wendigo.
All right. So now it is your turn.
I'd like to end this nightmare and end the true or false category.
All right. The true or false category. Okay. True or false? Ronald Reagan believed in astrology.
There's
Still there?
yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
I just watched Wonder Woman 84 and they have
Mhm.
Ronald Reagan in it. They have a guy
That's
that's supposed to be
fun.
Ronald Reagan, although they never
Okay.
call him Ronald Reagan.
Mhm.
It's a horrible movie. Do not see it. This is my
It is?
endorsement. Do
Okay.
not see Wonder Woman 84. It is the worst movie I've watched in 2020.
Wow. So wait, so the guy's like not Reagan. He doesn't look like
No,
Reagan,
no,
but
he
he
is
acts
Reagan.
like.
No, he looks like Reagan, but
Okay.
they
So
never
they don't
refer
call.
to him by name. They call him Mr. President. They don't refer to him
Okay.
as
That's interesting.
Mr. Reagan. They call him Mr. President, but he looks like Ronald Reagan, kind of.
Okay.
But anyways, is the threat real? I just
I
gotta
believe.
say that.
Yes, sir. I believe so. It is.
Okay, so there's old astrology and then there's modern astrology. Is what we talked about. Old astrology, Babylonians. You got Babylonians. You got even the Greeks to some aspect. So the question
It
of
could
was
be
it
either.
yeah the question of was it around obviously it was, but modern astrology, like using it for how's my day gonna go, or
Mhm.
what foods am I prone to like or not like, or what cars am I attracted to, stuff like that. That's way modern, and that didn't crop up until the internet cropped up, basically. So it wouldn't really be that modern astrology, but you know what? Reagan, he was an actor. He was an actor, and actors, sometimes they can be drawn to weird things. I almost put in a couple of Scientology questions,
Hmm.
but
But you don't want to get sued, right?
exactly. So you know what? I'm gonna say it's true.
Yes, it is true.
Wow.
So he and Nancy were strong believers in astrology, and Nancy Reagan was friends with like this astrologer before Reagan became president, and then after Reagan was shot, Nancy Reagan goes up to her astrologer friend and is like, "Could you have predicted this?" And of course, she says yes, because why wouldn't you say yes, right? And so then they hire her, Joan Quigley, as the White House astrologer. But they
Oh
keep it a
my
secret until a disgruntled like Secretary of the Treasury, like who left in like 1985, like he becomes a whistleblower and he says, "Yeah, they have a White House astrologer,
That's
but
so
there was only like a
funny.
year left, like less than a year left in his presidency, so it didn't really matter, right?" But yeah, it is true,
That is so funny.
and we are now tied.
Wow. Intense.
I couldn't believe it. I was unable to. I couldn't believe it when I read that Ronald Reagan was
That's
into astrology.
hysterical.
I was like, no way. But it was true. So now it's my turn.
That it is.
I will pick true or false for 1,000.
For 1,000 points. Alright. True or false? And this is getting heavily into the cryptids. West
Ooh, okay.
Virginia, home of the Mothman, has the highest percentage of people going missing relative to population, with 41.8 out of every 100,000 people going missing. And
Okay.
I did not include the stats
yeah.
for them being found, but that is for people missing reports.
Okay. So is it, do both parts have to be true, like that exact
That
number?
entire
or
statement must be true.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm just gonna go with true, and if it's like 41.7, I'm gonna be so
It is
pissed off.
false. That is a
Oh
real
God.
statistic, but it is for
Okay.
Alaska. It is not for West Virginia.
Damn. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
What is Alaska's second highest, or are they actually the highest?
No, Alaska's the highest. West Virginia
Okay.
is number. It's in the top 10. It's not
Okay.
number 2. I could.
That makes sense, actually.
Number of.
Reminds me of that book about Chris McCandless or whatever.
Which one's that?
You know what I'm talking about? That guy, Chris McCandless, in like the 90s. He just like went into Alaska.
Oh, the
You know
bus.
what I'm?
You're talking about the bus?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bus that they recently
Yeah.
airlifted.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, that makes sense.
Jan
There's just so much
McCarthy
space to
in
get
chat,
lost
by
in.
the way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh, we have chat?
100%. Yeah.
Okay. Jam McCarthy, first again, can't take down Reagan.
Can't take down Reagan.
Well, it makes me think. It's like I think they kept it secret because they knew what happened with like Rasputin and the Romanovs, and they're like, wait,
Yes.
okay, we don't want to fall into the same trap. So
The
yeah,
number 2 state was
yeah,
Arizona.
Arizona, fascinating. I guess there's also a lot of space there to go missing.
I guess. Oregon,
That's
3rd. Vermont, 4th.
Oregon, Vermont. It's the Wendigos in Vermont,
It's the
but
Wendigo.
the Wendigos.
I remember the first story I ever read was in. I'm pretty sure it was in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark,
Mhm.
which was like my favorite book when I was younger. Which is why I need to see the movie. I still haven't seen the movie,
Oh yeah.
but that they used to be my favorite book when I was younger because I would just scare the piss out of me when I was like just a young lad. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure it was in there. They have a story about
Huh.
the Wendigo in there, and he basically the detail that I remember was that the Wendigo would say Wendigo, like that was the noise it made. He would hear it on the winds. It would be saying Wendigo.
So it's like a Pokemon then.
Yeah, basically, and it was like funny, but
Funny.
also really unsettling
Yeah.
because at least you know exactly what you're dealing with. Like, there's no,
Mhm.
it's like it's
No
definitely not
ambiguity.
zombies. You know, we've nailed that down.
Imagine. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like that's just funny though. That's like animals. If the animal just said the
Yeah.
name of the animal, it's like you're walking through the woods and you hear lion. It's like, oh shit. Anyway, now it is your turn,
That
I
it
think. Oh wait, no.
is.
Wait, yeah, it's your turn.
Yes, it
Okay.
is. Let's finish the 800s.
All right.
Astro
Astro for 800
of the stars.
of the stars. Yes, that's what Astro means. Okay. Okay. What car company is named after the Pleiades star cluster?
Hmm. Like after the actual name Pleiades, or like one of the stars in it.
After kind of after the name Pleiades, except it's another name for the cluster. So
Oh. Okay.
it's not about individual stars, but
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
about it's the name is another name for the cluster in another language.
Yes. Oh. No, just my poor knowledge of cars is just not gonna help me out here.
I
Um.
never learned the breeds of car and I'm too afraid to ask.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. No. No.
That's
It's all good. Um. Damn. This is tough. Ooh. I feel like it starts with an L.
They also have like their logo is the star cluster.
Their logo is the star cluster. Oh, um, a Subaru?
Yes, it is Subaru. Subaru is the Japanese name for the Pleiades star cluster.
My car got broken into earlier this morning. It was a Subaru.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Nice.
I only know
So
that because my dad drives a Subaru. In
nice.
no other dimension with that detail being changed would I have gotten that.
Mm. No, yeah, exactly. All right.
And I have
So,
pulled ahead. They
yes,
said it
you've
couldn't
done
be
it.
done.
Exactly. All right. So now, campaigns for 1,000.
Right. Campaigns 1000.
Yes.
Who was the winner of the first election that African Americans were allowed to vote in?
Okay. So that's 15th Amendment. So that's, I'm going to say Ulysses S. Grant.
That is correct, but it should be
Nice.
noted that it was the 13th Amendment, not the. Oh, no, no, it is the 15th Amendment. 13th
Yeah.
Amendment was slavery. You're right. It was the 15th
Yeah.
Amendment. Yeah, you're right. Yes, it was Ulysses S. Grant.
Yep. It was like kind of supposed to be the 14th Amendment, but it was a bit too vague, right? Even the 15th Amendment was somehow too vague because they found loopholes in the South. But yeah. All
Yep,
right.
you're right.
So now it is your turn.
Very good. Very good. Very nice.
We are tied,
All right.
neck and neck.
Neck and neck. All right. I will follow in the footsteps of my grandmaster. Campaigns 1000.
All right. Okay. Campaigns for 1,000. One man rivals Henry Clay's 20 years of running for president. Who is he? So, in light of the comments I made about Joe Biden earlier, he was actually endorsed by a party for 20 years. I don't think in a row. He ran 5 times over the course of 20 years for for one party, and it isn't necessarily a major party or a minor party, so it can be either.
One man endorsed 5
Yes.
times.
Yes, over the course of 20 years. I think it's consecutively, actually, right? Because that would be 20 years. Or no, wait. I think he took a gap year because that would only
You
be
said
6
he.
years.
It's a man that narrows it down.
Slightly here because he didn't necessarily win. So,
So he didn't necessarily win in any of those 5. But I mean FDR?
no.
No.
The answer. Socialist Eugene V. Debs.
No, I hate Eugene V. Debs. Oh my
You hate
god. I should have known.
He ran a successful campaign from prison.
That's baller. I'll give it to Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene.
That's kind of baller.
It's kind of baller. Yeah.
Eugene.
He got the highest percentage of the popular vote at one point for any socialist candidate at 6% at one point. I forget which year. Maybe like 1900, 1904, something like that. So yeah.
Of course, it would be Eugene V. Debs to stab me in the back. Of course it would.
Yes. All right. Next, I choose Astro.
Astro 100.
Yep.
To 1,000.
Yes, Astro 1,000.
All right, this is an astronomy question featuring Aunt Sean. What sign of the 12 has the greatest passion for material things? And Aunt Sean described them as liking cars, fine objects. She described them as being the ultimate bachelor and being ostentatious. These are all
Oh
direct
no.
quotes from her
Okay.
about this
These are
sign.
all. Okay. Uh, let's see. Probably one of the fire signs, I'm guessing. And that would be. I'm just gonna go with Aries.
It is
Is that correct?
Aquarius, an air sign.
Oh, dang. Unfortunate.
Such a shame.
Such a shame.
All right, we are still tied.
All right. Yeah, we're still tied. This is getting
It's getting intense.
intense. All right. So, what is your next choice?
Human feats, 1,000.
All right. Human feats for 1,000. Your question is. Oh, yes, I love this question. I love that this is a thing. Okay. In August of 1974, French daredevil Philippe Petit completed an illegal tightrope walk across what American landmark?
The Twin Towers.
Yes. Can you believe that?
He's
This
awesome.
absolute
I saw the
mad
movie.
lad.
I saw the movie
Yep.
of him doing it, and it actually, I think it had him in it, and he was like talking about it.
Yeah, he's still alive, surprisingly.
Yeah. He was in it, and he was
Despite
talking about he was like, him and his friends had to dress up like crew workers to be allowed access to it. So they got like costumes of crew workers, so they went up on it.
Nice.
And they did that, and he dude.
I know.
If I could have half of his bravery, I would be twice
Exactly.
as brave. More than
Yeah,
twice.
he did it without a harness.
No harness.
Yeah.
He just
No
did
harness.
it, and he wasn't even doing it for fame. And you could see
Yeah,
that.
just-
You could see it in the movie. He was just
Yeah.
sitting there, and he was like, "I wanted to do it, and I did it."
Yeah, that's essentially it. He was like, I forgot the quote exactly, but it was like if you see a blank, you have to blank. Like I forgot what his analogy was, but it's like I just had to. I saw two towers. You know, I'm a tightrope walker. I had to walk between them.
What was his
you know
name
what I mean?
again?
Philippe Petit. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yes. Quote. Yeah, he's got a lot of quotes.
Yeah, it was really so he did it. He walked along. So he started on the North Tower and he walked back and forth like 7 times, and then finally got off on the South Tower like 50 minutes later, where he was promptly arrested. As he was walking around up there, he caused quite a commotion, and the police were like, "Oh my god, what is he doing?" But he was actually acquitted of all charges because he promised to do like a tightrope walk show in like Central Park for the people, like for free. So the cops were like, get out of here, you rapscallion.
Yeah, he's got
So,
a
yeah.
lot. He's got a lot of good quotes.
Yep.
He says, "If I die, what a beautiful death." Funny.
Nice. All right. So I will go with weapons for 1,000.
He needs a weapon.
I need a weapon.
What are the 4 rules of gun safety?
Oh, okay.
Doesn't need
4
to be in
rules of
order.
gun safety. They need to be in order?
No, I said does not need to be
Oh,
in order.
doesn't. Okay. 1. Do not point your gun at anything you are not willing to destroy.
That is correct.
2. Keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to fire. Right?
I'm not gonna feed you them because I realized that like you need to put all 4 in as one answer. So I said the first one was correct.
Okay.
You don't get any more.
So okay. Keep your hand off the trigger. 3. Uh, let's see. Be aware of your target and what is behind it. Although I know that's the last one, so I need to figure out what the third one was. Uh, let's see. I'm at a loss. Okay. So it's gonna be like, yeah, I have no idea. Um, I will just make a guess, I guess. I don't know. Make sure to clean your gun regularly.
So you got 3 out of 4.
The upkeep. Oh, what was the last?
Your rule that you missed, that was actually the first. That's actually the first rule.
Oh, okay.
Is treat every gun like it's loaded.
Ah, yes. Okay. I do not own a gun, so it's okay that I don't know that. Just full disclaimer. I'm just gonna say that. Okay.
All right. We are down to the last 2.
The last 2.
You know what? I think I'm gonna save Astro for last, just because
All right.
we're going into space season.
Yeah.
Next season. So let's go weapons.
All right. Weapons for 1,000. Okay. So, what is a kinetic bombardment weapon? Kinetic as in like speed. Yeah. And yeah, so what is a kinetic bombardment weapon?
Ooh. Kinetic energy. Bombardment is like constants. There's probably a lot of them.
I'll give you a hint. It is space-based, so it's in orbit. It's an orbital kinetic bombardment weapon.
Is it just a death ray? I would kinetic bombardment weapon. I would say that it's probably something technical. I would say that it's probably not something that attacks humans. I would say it's something that attacks technology. So I'd say it's similar to an EMP.
Incorrect. The answer is actually something that attacks humans. So they are long metal cylinders that can be dropped from orbit.
Oh.
So there's nothing explosive in them other than their kinetic energy when they hit the ground. So it's like a meteor, like an artificial meteor. And it's crazy. The amount of energy they would generate is like a Moab bomb, like the mother of all bombs.
Yep.
And they could be above any spot on the planet if rigged up correctly in 15 minutes. So, however, it would be expensive. So, nukes are just easier. So no one did it. No one has done it yet.
Wow.
However, I would say it's interesting because weapons are illegal in space. Like it's part of the Outer Space Treaty that space has to be just for science. However, I would say a kinetic bombardment weapon would be the easiest weapon to conceal in space, like to illegally bring into space.
Yeah.
Because if you try to bring a nuke into space, people will be like, what you got there, right?
Yeah.
But if you try to bring these are just metal cylinders for building materials, like it's very inconspicuous. Okay. Also, interestingly, the Outer Space Treaty does not apply to the handgun that they keep on the International Space Station. That is part of the emergency survival kit for landings, because if you land in the middle of like Siberia and a bear is coming at you, you need to be able to fight it off. So there are actually weapons in space, but not like mass destruction, So anyway, I will now go with human feats.
For 1,000. In what year did humans reach the summit of Mount Everest? So, what year was Mount Everest scaled for the first time? It was two men, One was an explorer, and the other was a Tibetan Sherpa that he brought
Okay.
with him, and they're both credited as the first people to have reached the summit of Mount Everest. And I'll give you, give or take, 5 years.
Okay. Okay. I'll go with 1932.
It was 1953.
Oh, wow.
Any reason why
Unfortunate.
you went with 1932?
No, not really. Um,
I would have guessed. Yeah, no, I would have guessed earlier because
yeah.
like the heat of exploration, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
early 1930s. So yeah, I probably would have said something in the 1930s.
1932 just sort of screamed at me,
Yeah,
that number.
it
And I
was.
was
It
thinking,
stop it
okay,
leading you astray.
yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking, okay, if that's wrong, then it might be something in the 20s because there was a lot of money in the 20s to go around,
Yeah,
to
I
fund.
definitely would have said earlier than 1953, but it's what
But
it
yeah,
is.
interesting. All right. So at
The
this point,
final question: do I
I can
intensify
only,
it?
you don't have to. You can only win or tie at this point.
But
If you don't
that doesn't
intensify,
make it intense intense enough.
okay, listen. Essentially, if you get it right, without intensity, if you get it right, you automatically win. If you get it wrong, you either win or tie. If you intensify, if you get it right, you win. If you get it wrong, you could you either lose or tie. So
Okay, fine. I won't.
I would say
I
there's
won't
no,
intensify it to increase the drama.
yeah, there's no reason to do so.
Fine.
Just strategically. Okay, so Astro, what planet is in retrograde right now?
Hmm. Well, looking at my board, I would say Mercury.
No, it is Uranus.
It's Uranus. All right, let's see it, Max. Do you want to intensify? Maybe go
Oh, I should.
chance it for the win.
I'll intensify for fears.
Oh,
I will do that.
all right,
Okay.
Max.
Yes.
You are your main enemy in this world
Mm,
is the Wendigo.
correct.
So, Max, it's a very, very simple question, and
Mhm.
you need to give me a specific answer.
Okay.
How do you kill a Wendigo? There is a specific thing that needs to happen, and I'll give you like two guesses.
Okay.
This has been
Kill a
outlined in
Wendigo.
both original and modern interpretations of the Wendigo because they both achieve
Okay.
the same thing ultimately.
Okay. I'm gonna guess it's like a symbolic sort of thing required
You're
because
on the right path.
there's a lot of symbolism involved. So kill a Wendigo.
How do you kill a Wendigo?
Got to be like the opposite of greed. I don't know. Do
You know
you?
what? I'm gonna give you another hint. It is
Okay.
how you kill a Wendigo is eerily similar to the ending of a Dr. Seuss story, and that is as close
A Dr. Seuss.
to
Okay.
the hint as I'm gonna give you. It is similar to the end of a certain Dr. Seuss story.
Okay. I'm gonna make a guess. You have to like show it human kindness. So you gotta like share something with it because that's the opposite of greed. So if you like give it something, then it'll just be like, oh shoot, I'm dead now.
So no, that's not correct.
Okay.
So I'm gonna lead you on the path. I'm gonna give you another hint as your final hint. It is
Okay.
there is a there is violence involved. It's
There is
not
violence.
it's not like you throw at a birthday party. There is
Okay.
violence involved. Is your final this is your final guess.
Okay. Um, how about a bone-tipped spear?
That is not a bad guess.
Okay.
I'm sure that some things might have that, but
Uh-huh.
the answer is you have to warm its heart because
Oh,
in folklore it is when a human becomes possessed with the spirit of the Wendigo, what happens first is their heart freezes. So,
mm,
um, how it is achieved in the old stories is it is a very old Algonquian story, I believe, of this girl who is hunted by a Wendigo, and she defeats it by pouring hot lard down its throat, and it
okay.
thaws its heart, so he changes
Mm.
back into a man. In modern day, it's now you just have to light it on fire because that will achieve
That
warming
would
its
technically,
heart.
yeah.
I said that's similar to the Grinch because his
Okay.
heart grew 4 times in size when it had been shrunk.
Yeah.
And it is symbolic in that so if someone has a heart of ice, they're very cold and they're
Very
very
true.
they can be greedy. Like Scrooge,
Yep.
had a very cold heart and he was greedy and all of that.
Yeah.
So that,
All right.
Max, is how you kill a Wendigo.
I'm not even mad because that's just good information.
Yeah.
All right. So I subtracted. So now I'm at 8,200. So I'm fine with that. I would have lost either way if I hadn't intensified.
It's all
You know
good.
what I mean?
Yeah, good game.
I would be at 9.
Good game.
Yeah, good game. Nice job.
Very nice job.
This shows the power of intensity because you got those
If I had not have
intensified.
intensified, I would have been
Yeah.
in the dust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that concludes. Let's go to final thoughts.
Yes.
That concludes the 5th season of the Gravity Max live stream. And it concludes 2020 because the next episode will be on January 3rd, 2021. What do you think about that?
I'm
Isn't
ready.
that just
I'm definitely ready for it.
yeah.
This year, honestly, yeah, like it's been tough, but I think we've adapted, honestly.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't like the whole like like every year people do this, like whenever it's a bad year, they're like, "Oh, I hope next year, like I think next year will be better," because it's like sort of arbitrary, you know what I mean?
yeah.
However, last year on December 31st, I felt a sense of foreboding on 2020.
You
I can
do?
if I wrote a journal. If I go back to that journal entry, I was like, "Oh, this isn't going to be a good year. I can feel it." And then it wasn't.
Oh,
So
that reminds me of the quote.
yeah.
It was something like I saw this in like, a random shit post, but
Mhm.
it was don't you remember that the dark spirits arrived on a day no different than this?
Ooh,
And
interesting.
it kind of what it speaks to, or at least me dissecting this shit post,
Yeah,
is good, bad. It can happen on any day, any
that's true.
single day, and
Yeah.
every single time something bad has happened, and every single time something good has happened, it has happened on a day no different than this.
That is true. But yeah, and obviously I am a more scientifically minded individual, so I don't think that because I don't think I have any psychic powers or anything. I don't think it's evidence. I think that's just coincidence, right? However, this year I feel better about 2021. I think 2021 will be better than 2020.
The oracle has spoken.
So the oracle, yeah, no. I mean, it's very. That's like for me why I doubt that this convinces anyone,
Mhm.
right? However, for me personally, I'm like thinking it's going to be a better year. So, yeah, that's we're excited for that. So, next season we're going to talk about space a lot. Hopefully, we're going to have some expert guests
Yes.
and yeah, it'll be fun. So, Sebastian, do you have anything else to say?
I would like to wish everyone a happy New Year. I hope your Christmas was
Yep,
good, or whatever holiday you celebrate. I celebrate both Hanukkah and Christmas, so I hope you
yes,
had a happy
epic.
Hanukkah.
You get both.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this new year because this year, yeah, it was tough. It was tough in some
Yeah,
aspects, but the old adage, if that's how you pronounce it, or is it
I
adage?
think it's just
I
adage.
think it's
It's
adage, it's not adage, but
just,
the old
did you say that because of like
French.
the impossible to pronounce HOMAGE? I'm not even gonna say it.
H. Oh yeah, yeah. I guess I did. But the old
I still
adage.
don't know how to pronounce that, by the way. Like I have a way that
It's just homage, dude.
that's what I always say, and then people are like,
What?
I always say homage.
Who's saying that it's not?
I don't know. People always say it's like, oh, it's homage, and I'm like, shut up. It's not
What
homage.
in the name of Midwestern Texas is
Wait,
homage?
let me look. I'm gonna look it up. How to pronounce homage? Okay. Yeah, let's play. Homage? No.
Okay, no. If we keep
Homage.
going, we're gonna go down a rabbit hole. So we're
It's
gonna.
it's it's homage. It's not
Yeah, it's
homage. Like that.
homage. Yeah, whatever.
It probably is. Here, wait. That's the American. What is British pronunciation? Let's see. Homage. No one pronounces it like I
No one
pronounce it.
Britain isn't real.
Well, the American one wasn't any better. Anyway,
Yeah. So I
irrelevant.
was gonna say the old adage of
Yeah,
um, if you put coal under pressure, it turns to a diamond. So under
true.
pressure, we can grow, and
Yeah,
pain is necessary for pleasure, and
yeah, yeah.
sadness is good. Is
I think
necessary
I
for
definitely
happiness.
like
Yin yang, all
improved
that.
from this year. You know what I mean? I feel like I've gotten like
I
things together in some respects.
I think I've grown more
Yeah,
this year than any other year that I've been alive for. Um, Definitely.
yeah. So yeah, but with that, Sebastian, thank you for being my co-host this season and
Of course.
every season, as always. Uh, Thanks for taking over when I can't be on the show.
It's all good.
And yeah, thank you to everyone in the chat
It's been a great
who
season. Best season so
comments.
far.
Honestly, yeah, every season is the best season so far. So yeah, and then thanks to all our guests this season, everyone who came on the show. Hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you come again. So, thank you all for watching, and goodbye. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, end stream. So, we got 13 playbacks,